Hello third graders, this is Mrs. Copeland and I'm a math teacher in Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools. I'm going to be helping you with third grade memory joggers. Let's take a look at week 8, day 1, problem D. Shamia created an array using square tiles. Her array had 32 squares. Which of the following could describe her array? A, 3 rows with 9 tiles each. B, 3 rows with 8 tiles each. C, 4 rows with 9 tiles each. Or D, 4 rows with 8 tiles each. We have a few things to remember. Multiplication is adding or combining equal or same size groups. The number of groups times the group size equals the total. Division is sharing equally or subtracting an equal or same size groups. When we divide, we begin with the total number and subtract equal groups, or share the total equally between groups. We have the total. We divide by the number of groups and get the group size. Or we have the total and we divide by the group size and we get the number of groups. Multiplication and division are related. So in this case, we're given the total number of squares. So this is going to be more like division. So it's either going to be starting here with 32 or here with 32. But we also know, because of the relationship between multiplication and division, that when we multiply the number of groups times the group size, it's going to equal to 32. So when I multiply the two numbers, it's going to have to equal to 32. So if I had 3 rows with 9 tiles, that's like 3 groups times 9. I have to think, is that 32? Or is 3 times 8 32? Is 4 times 9 32? Or is 4 times 8 32? For my 9s, I might think about a 10 fact and then go back 3. So for example, if I had 3 rows that had 10 in each row, so if this had been 3 and there had been 10, I would know that the total would be 30. But really, that would be adding one extra column with 3 in it. So to figure out 3 times 9, I need to think about 30 minus 3, because it was 3 too many. So that would be 27. And if you already know your facts, you can just use your facts. But if you're not quite sure about your facts, that's a strategy you could use. Let's think about the 4 times 9 one the same way. If I were thinking about 4 times 9, if I think about 4 times 10 first, that's pretty easy, right? That's 40. But it's not 10 columns, it's 9 columns. So instead, that means that this very last row of 4 is not there. So for 4 times 9, I'm really going to have to think of that as 40 take away 4. So that would be 36. So far I can see that I need 32 and I have 27 or 38, and neither one of those are correct. So I have 3 times 8 and 4 times 8. If you know your facts, you can just write it down. But if you're not quite sure, I'm either going to have 3 8s or 4 8s to make my 32. If I put 2 8s together, that's 16. And then if I add 8 more to 16, that would be 24. So 3 times 8 is 24. But what if I added one more 8? So what if it was 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8? Those 2 8s are 16. Those 2 8s are 16. Now when I put this together, it's 10 plus 10, which is 20, 6 plus 6, which is 12, and then when I put the 20 plus the 12 together, that is 32. So I know the only one of these examples that would have exactly 32 squares. It would have to be D, 4 rows with 8 tiles each. Thank you, and if you have additional questions about this problem, please ask your classroom teacher.